July 7th, 2024, Las Vegas reached 120 degrees Fahrenheit, the hottest temperature ever recorded in the city. Tourists hid inside casinos. Workers crossed parking lots that felt like ovens. Families sat in apartments with the air conditioner running all day, knowing the electric bill was coming. For years, Las Vegas had one simple promise: move here and life gets easier. But now home prices are at record highs. Rent still hurts, the Strip is slowing, and the heat is dangerous. The Las Vegas dream has become a desert trap. If you talk to people who actually live in Las Vegas, they will tell you the city is not as cheap as people think. They moved there to save money. They imagined a house with a backyard, maybe a pool, maybe a quiet neighborhood away from the Strip. They imagined sunshine and freedom. But now the math does not work. The median price of an existing single-family home in southern Nevada is around $490,000, a record high. To reasonably afford that home, a typical family needs about $120,000 a year. The median household income in Clark County is about $76,000. That gap is the whole story. For many locals, buying a home is not difficult. It is almost impossible. Las Vegas was supposed to be the affordable option. It was where people moved when California became too expensive. But when enough people run from expensive places into one cheaper place, that cheaper place stops being cheap. Clark County now has more than 2.4 million people. Since 2020, more than 140,000 people have been added. Every one of them needs somewhere to live. Every one of them adds pressure to roads, schools, grocery stores, water, and power. But the housing market did not keep up. And when demand rises while homes stay limited, prices do not wait for wages to catch up. The people who already own homes gain equity. The people trying to buy their first home watch the door move farther away. In some neighborhoods, regular buyers are not just competing against other families, they are competing against investors. More than 25% of homes in Las Vegas are owned by investors. On some blocks, almost every house is a rental. A family walks into an open house hoping to build a life. An investor walks in looking for yield. One wants a home, the other wants an asset. Who do you think usually wins? So locals end up renting the same homes they once hoped to buy, helping someone else build equity, while their own down payment gets smaller against the market every month. And renting is not the escape it used to be. The median asking rent in the Las Vegas metro is about $1,429. That sounds cheaper than Los Angeles or San Diego, but Las Vegas wages are lower. In food preparation and serving, one of the city's biggest job categories, the average wage is about $16.90 an hour. That is where cheap on paper becomes expensive in real life. Because Las Vegas is spread out, rent is only the beginning. You still need a car, gas, insurance. You still drive across the valley for work, school, groceries, and appointments. A cheaper apartment on the edge of town might save a few $100s in rent, then take it back every day on the road. That is how affordability disappears. Not all at once. A little from rent, a little from gas, a little from food, a little from insurance, a little from power, until the city that looked cheap becomes a city where the numbers never quite close. How does someone making $16.90 an hour afford rent, a car, insurance, groceries, and air conditioning? They do not. They get roommates. They move farther away. They skip savings. They use credit cards. They stay in bad apartments because moving costs too much. They keep waiting for Las Vegas to feel affordable again, but it does not. For extremely low-income renters, Nevada has the worst affordable rental shortage in the country. Statewide, there are only 16 affordable and available homes for every 100 extremely low-income renters. In the Las Vegas metro, there are just 13. That means 87 out of 100 are not finding what they need. The people who need housing most are fighting over almost nothing. And Las Vegas is not just expensive, it is expensive in a desert. In 2024, southern Nevada had its hottest summer on record. The average high temperature was 107.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Las Vegas hit 120 degrees Fahrenheit on July 7th. Heat was a factor in 527 deaths investigated by the Clark County coroner. More than 3,500 emergency room visits were heat-related. In most cities, keeping a roof over your head is the main problem. In Las Vegas, keeping that roof cool can become a matter of survival. You cannot just turn off the air conditioning in July. You cannot just open a window. You cannot just tough it out when the pavement is burning and the nights barely cool down. So every summer, families face the same choice: pay the power bill or fall behind somewhere else. And the desert has one more bill to collect. The Las Vegas Valley gets about 90% of its water from the Colorado River. Lake Mead has dropped around 160 feet since January 2000. A Tier 1 shortage remains in effect through 2026, reducing Nevada's available Colorado River supply by 21,000 acre-feet. Las Vegas has conserved water better than many people realize, but conservation does not erase the contradiction. A desert city keeps selling growth, while the river it depends on stays under pressure. More homes, more master-planned communities, more resorts, more sports, more people. But the basics are getting harder. Housing is harder, power is harder, water is harder, and even the job market is not as safe as it looks. For decades, Las Vegas had one economic engine: visitors. People flew in, booked rooms, ate at restaurants, gambled, went to shows, and tipped workers. That spending kept the city alive. But in 2025, Las Vegas welcomed 38.5 million visitors, down 7.5% from the year before. About 3.1 million fewer people came. Reuters reported it was the sharpest annual decline outside the pandemic since record-keeping began in 1970. At first, this sounds like a tourist problem. It is not. It is a worker problem. When fewer people come to Las Vegas, hotel workers lose shifts, restaurant workers lose tips, rideshare drivers wait longer, bartenders make less, housekeepers get fewer rooms, small businesses around the Strip feel the slowdown first, and the tourists are cutting back partly because Las Vegas itself has become expensive. Resort fees, parking fees, expensive restaurants, expensive shows, expensive drinks, expensive everything. The city that once sold itself as the affordable escape now often feels like it is trying to squeeze every dollar from every visitor. The result is simple: visitors come less, workers earn less, locals pay more. Now add food prices. Southern Nevada food pantries saw demand surge in 2025, while food stamp changes could affect nearly 90,000 Nevada residents. Three Square has said more than 341,000 Southern Nevadans, including 1 in 5 children, were expected to experience food insecurity. This is happening in a city full of buffets, celebrity restaurants, and billion-dollar casinos. That is the contradiction of Las Vegas. On the Strip, everything looks rich. Lights, fountains, luxury malls, sports arenas, hotel towers, restaurants where dinner can cost more than a day's wages. But a few miles away, families are deciding whether they can afford rent and groceries in the same week. Las Vegas still has advantages: no state income tax, a major airport, sports, conventions, a global brand. But none of that lowers the power bill in July. None of that helps a restaurant worker whose tips are falling. None of that gives a family the down payment they can no longer catch. Because the city is not just casinos and tourists, it is teachers, nurses, cooks, housekeepers, drivers, construction workers, and families. People who do not live inside the fantasy, but underneath it. And underneath the fantasy, life is becoming almost impossible.